Welcome back to your favorite Sacramento sports show.
Beam City Sports.
I got the boys with me back live in the studio, live on YouTube and the radio. Got to give a special shout out to our boy Devin. Neel, happy birthday, Dev.
Happy birthday, Dev.
The big
Happy
2-3.
birthday.
Thank you.
Jordan year.
Jordan.
How you feeling though, Dev, on your B-Day?
Good. It's July. It really hit me yesterday when I walked outside. I smelled the air. I said, it must be July. It's the birth month of a goat. It's the birth year of a goat. So, I've had a little bit of a fun day already. We're going to get into some stuff after this, but I'm ready to talk about all the craziness of free agency. I'm ready to get into it.
Yes, sir. Good to have you here on your B-Day. Thanks for joining us on the big 2-3. But yeah, we do have a ton of stuff to go over today. The Sacramento Kings have made some moves over the last couple of days, signing Dennis Schroder, trading Jonas Valanciunas, and signing Drew Eubanks. We're going to go over how we feel about all those moves and some, potential moves that we see coming in the next couple of days. Also, DeAndre Ayton just signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. I know our boy Jackson is hype about that over there in Spain. They finally got their center.
Now.
Yeah. What?
He's in Ireland now.
Oh, he's in Ireland now. So yeah, shout out to Jackson. They got their guy. Their center, DeAndre Ayton. Mike Brown, former Kings coach, is signed with the New York Knicks. Just happened this morning. And then we'll also be going over a ton of the other free agency signings and trades. Also, Malik Beasley is in some heat right now. We're going to get our thoughts on that.
That's an interesting story right there.
Very interesting story. He was about to get paid, man. He was about to get paid. Only a couple hours away from getting paid that big bag. And then now it's not going to happen, it looks like.
I just hope it wasn't this year because, he wanted to stay with Detroit and wanted to do good things with Detroit. But it's, weird situation.
Yeah, he had a really good year too. He had a really good year. So hope Malik is, not, gonna. I hope he didn't do it. That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
I hope he didn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. And all the things are starting to point to,
I've been seeing some TikToks already.
Yeah, it's not looking great. But yeah, the Sacramento Kings will get back to that. Dennis Schroder has agreed to a 3-year, $45 million contract with the Sacramento Kings. Looks like that's going to be our starting point guard for next year. Mm-hmm. Luke, I'll start with you. How are we feeling about the move?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
It's a great way to describe it.
It's Dennis Schroder's 12th team, 11th team, 10th team,
10th team,
and that's an NBA high right there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So welcome to the team. He's worked out with a few teams. Like his best year was in OKC. He averaged almost 20 points. So that was almost 6 years ago, though. Ever since then, he's been traded or moved on from another team. Hasn't signed a long contract. We will be his second longest team that he's been on. He was on Atlanta for 7 years, 6 years. He'll be on us for 3 years if he doesn't pause. He'll be on the Kings for 3 years. This will be the second longest team that he's with. So who knows how it's going to fit.
That is crazy. You usually see guys like that sign 1-year contracts. He wanted a little more stability in there, and he signed that 3-year deal. Not sure if he'll get moved in a year or two. It's happened a lot in his career, but I am happy to have him here in Sac. I like the energy that he brings. He's a hard-nosed point guard who full court presses every time. He can run the offense, which is something we didn't have last year once we got rid of Fox, is no one to run the offense. And he definitely does that. But I'm just curious to see what the other moves are around this, because obviously this can't be the final move that the Kings do. That this roster is not finished.
No. Yeah. A couple of the other trades, it definitely paints a different picture. It's just all right, there's definitely some missing spots that we're probably building towards.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
A couple of these other trades that we're going to talk about, we'll definitely get into it.
Yeah.
I'm not overly excited about it, but finding out a little bit later that the third year isn't fully guaranteed, I guess that kind of makes it a little bit better. But now it's just we're going to see what happens because, it's, one of the Monk, Keon, or maybe not Keon, but Monk, Carter, and then either Levine or DeRozan. We're going to have to see what happens because, that's a lot of guys that do a lot of the same things at a lot of the same positions. So, I still think it's going to come down to one of those guys getting traded. But, like you said, he's going to run the offense. And that's something that we didn't have last year when, especially when Malik wasn't at his best. He had a couple good games of doing it, but it's not what you need something better than that, like an actual point guard. So, I'm excited. And, hopefully he comes in and makes a difference year one. He's going to play defense. We know that. And so I'm excited, but he did get traded 3 times last year. So it's just,
3
you know,
times.
it's mixed feelings a little bit.
He
for
got
sure.
traded 3 times last year.
That's
It's crazy.
Kind of wild.
He played 24 games on the Warriors. Doesn't even seem like he was ever a Warrior.
Uh-huh.
Didn't have a great time there. He did play very good in Brooklyn before that, though. He was
Yeah.
averaging 18 points a game in Brooklyn at the beginning of last year, then got traded, came off the bench for the Warriors and the Pistons, averaged 10 points a game there. So a pretty solid year. Averaging 10 points off the bench is not an easy thing to do. But can we name all 10 teams that he's played on?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
So you named
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Start with Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then he went to OKC.
Yes, OKC.
Then it was Brooklyn.
He was on Brooklyn last year.
Golden
he was
State.
on
Golden State.
He's on 10 teams, so we got them.
Said the Pistons. That's
Pistons.
5.
Knock out the
5.
Pistons.
So you got 5
now
more.
he's on the Kings.
Okay, Kings. 6. 4 more.
Let's see.
Very random, but one of our other hosts would speak
Oh, he
very
was
high
on
of
the
him.
Lakers.
He was
yeah.
on the Lakers at 7.
He was on the Lakers.
In 2021, he was on a team with a guy who thinks he's top 5 when he gets a haircut.
Was he on mini?
Celtics.
Boston.
Oh,
he was on Boston.
Yeah, I forgot he was. Oh my god.
He was on Minnesota.
Yeah.
So
He was on mini.
okay.
Yeah. 'cause
Also,
I was thinking about Ant.
yeah. Also Houston and Toronto.
Houston and Toronto.
I do not remember him in Houston at all. He only played 15 games there. And Toronto, he only
Toronto,
played
he only
51.
played
So, he's been all over the place. He's been all over
For
the
sure.
place in his
Gotta
career.
pass around.
Yeah, but I think he's happy to be in Sac. I saw him today live on Twitch talking about how he has heard Sacramento's a beautiful place with warm weather, and he's excited to, get to know all the guys here and just get some chemistry going. And,
Yeah.
and he's happy to be here. So that's always a good thing
I
to
mean,
hear.
it's always exciting when a guy wants to be here because we don't
Yeah.
get that a lot.
We
Yeah.
don't.
And it was scary because there was some rumors that there might be a signing trade with another guy who did want to be here, and that was going to make me all sorts of angry. But I'm
So
glad
happy.
that didn't have to happen.
Yeah.
And so if he wants to be here, then yeah, let's get it. Let's have a nice little next 2 years. Bridge player. Hopefully, they maybe they draft a point guard in the next 2
Yeah.
years, and
I
that'll
see
be our
that.
guard of the future.
I
Yeah.
see that happening for sure.
I still am confused about the direction of this team.
There's
Um,
not really any identity.
There's not an identity still. And Dennis Schroder is a win now type of player.
Mhm.
And having him as your starting point guard, he's not going to be one of the better starting point guards around the NBA, but he does impact winning. I do think he could play very well with Sabonis.
Yeah.
And maybe if DeMar's still on the team, he could set up DeMar a lot better than he was last year. But
Mhm.
the team we have right now, I still need a couple more moves to happen.
Yeah.
sure.
I do see Dennis. I mean, he's a great scorer. He
Yeah.
can score the ball easily, but I see his assist numbers jumping more
Yeah.
this coming season
Mhm.
just because he has better scores around him.
Yeah.
So hopefully he transfers into that kind of true passing guard, which would be amazing. But I mean, I see his numbers jumping. Obviously, only 10 points a game last year, coming
Yeah.
off the bench, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I'm hopeful for this.
It's a good word. I'm hopeful too that he can, maybe teach some young guys some things too. Like maybe Devin Carter and Keon can learn a couple things from Dennis.
Well, I'm excited for the Dennis Schroder, Keon Ellis lineups.
Those
Like,
defensive lineups.
and that's
yeah.
why I'm like,
Yeah.
Zach's got to
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah,
I think we're all on board for Zach needs to get traded
I don't
Yeah.
think he can,
as soon
no.
as possible.
I mean,
You don't
yeah.
think anyone wants him?
It's
No.
gonna be tough.
That's what a lot of people are saying as well. That
Yeah.
no one's going to want to take on that contract.
And the thing you brought up about Keon, or you didn't bring it up, but bringing up Keon, the fact that we decided to pick up his player option or the team option,
but, mhm.
now he's going to be a unrestricted free agent next season.
I have heard talks that we
So-
are looking to extend him before that.
Yeah,
I
'cause
hope so. I hope we do it before
hopefully,
February.
Yeah.
Like,
I am a little nervous about that because if we lose Keon for nothing, that's just a horrible
That's-
GM move and not a good start to Scott Perry's Kings
no.
career.
And there's been some moves already here that I'm like, all right, what?
I'm a
like,
little confused.
I like the draft night,
Yeah.
and then this happened. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I'm gonna take back the hopeful word. I'm optimistic about it. I'm optimistic about where we're going.
Yeah, I'm very confused going off Dennis Schroder. The move that confused me was trading Jonas Valanciunas for Dario Saric. It looked like it was kind of a money move, like
Yeah.
get off the contract of Valanciunas. Dario Saric might even go back to playing the Euro League. So if he does that, the contract doesn't play a factor on our books. So that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe we're hopeful of that because I don't see Dario really fitting in here in Sac. He's a really skilled player. I've always liked his game, but just right now in Sac, I don't see it working at all.
I don't see it
Do
working
we
at
still
all.
have Doug, bro?
We still have Doug.
All right, it's
Yeah.
good.
And
You know, we're
Bobby
gonna be good
Jackson.
if we still got Doug.
Yeah.
Bobby Jackson joined the squad too. So
Yeah. Doug Christie has his
Listen.
staff ready.
Yeah.
So-
No, I meant Doug McDermott.
Oh,
bro.
you meant Doug
Oh.
McDermott? No, we do not have Doug
Oh,
McDermott.
okay.
that's
we're good.
honestly
Yeah.
fine with me. not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
Yeah, no, I mean, losing Laravia, I mean,
Mm.
hopefully, I mean, I don't know if Saric is that type of player. I don't really think
Mhm.
he's a different type of player, but that's just, they lost size off the bench, and they kind of don't really have a wing off the bench right now besides the Rooks,
That's a good
So
point.
it's
Yeah.
so I hope there is more moves to come, but I mean that I feel like that was just to kind of fill the role and also to get Jonas's. I think that was kind of related to the not wanting to have to sign and trade Monk for nothing.
Yeah.
Is getting that contract off. But
Mhm.
even then, I'm like sending him to Denver. I'm like that's gonna be kind of
Denver, that's a great move for them.
nasty.
Dude, Denver
great
has
move for
been
them.
cooking.
They
Yeah.
have been cooking. They definitely
have
been
a
cooking.
supporting cast
Yeah.
now for Jokic, and I see them being in the running, probably the Western Conference Finals next
Yeah,
year with the Rockets.
I
or
think they got a
something.
lot better over these last couple of days with their signings. We'll get
Yeah.
into all of them later in the show. But the Kings also signed Drew Eubanks, who got waived by the Clippers, a backup center. Don't love it, but maybe just a backup option in case something happens with Domas and Maxine doesn't pan out like we think.
Yeah.
Then I guess we have Drew Eubanks to fall back on. But still don't love the move.
That's
Hopefully, you
yeah.
can grab some rebounds.
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean he's a big body.
yeah,
That's kind of the hope for sure is that he's not really gonna play that much
Yeah.
this year, hopefully. But I mean, like you said, if he has to, I mean, I don't know. They
I
needed
wasn't-
another center off the bench. I'm not gonna lie. Like the biggest person they had besides that was Isaac Jones off the bench
Oh.
before they traded Jonas. So, I
6'8".
mean,
yeah.
they did need another center, but yeah, the hope is that he doesn't have to play a lot this year.
Yeah, I mean, if he's playing a lot of minutes, then this year is just not going to be what we
yeah,
wanted.
It's a throwaway
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It
the
still might
only-
be.
That's the thing that's really confusing me too. Is like if we're just gonna take it and be buns for the next 2 years, then I'd like to know that outright.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just
Yeah.
sitting here speculating about all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It feels like we're kind of just gonna. If we go in with this roster, it's kind of just gonna be bottom of the play-in, same thing as last year. Because I still don't think they're really bad enough to miss the play-in
Yeah.
playoffs entirely. Like there's too much individual talent on the team as much as we like to rag on the team. But
Yeah.
I mean, I would just like to know if we're going to take the next 2 years to just be buns. I would like to know that outright.
I would like to know that too, and we still don't because
Yeah.
we still don't know what Scott Perry's cooking up over there. Still Kuminga rumors every day you wake up. It's
Yeah.
more traction being heard that Kuminga will be in Sacramento, but I mean going off that, I am happy we didn't trade Malik for Dennis Schroder.
Well, that's-
that would have
yeah.
been a horrible move.
That's the thing. Like Malik might go to the Warriors now, but I haven't heard there's things that haven't materialized at all.
Yeah.
Like they haven't even really had conversations
Okay.
completely. So that's good news.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Uh,
you brought that up like a week ago,
Yeah.
right? The Monk
Mhm.
for Kuminga or
Yeah.
in some sort of package, and I don't feel comfortable.
None of
doing
us like that.
Yeah.
None of us like that. If the Kings trade Malik, that loses our whole characteristic. Like
Yeah.
we won't have any identity and no emotion out there on the court.
We'd lose
Malik is
another-
really our guy.
Lose another pizza guy too.
Yeah, that just hurts the whole city when you lose a pizza
When
guy.
you lose a
man.
pizza guy,
You can't
that
recover
sucks.
from losing a pizza guy.
Yeah.
But all right, what are we grading these Kings moves? Free agent Dennis Schroder. What are we grading that move? I'm
B
going
minus.
B minus.
Somewhere B.
Okay,
yeah.
I could agree with that.
15 million a year for a 32-year-old guard who's been on 10 teams
Yeah.
now. It's a lot.
It
and
is.
then also he hasn't averaged over 15 points for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So we're expecting a lot from him, I can
We
tell.
are.
We're expecting him to play 30 to 35 minutes a game, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
I need
but-
FIBA Dennis Schroder.
Yeah.
I need that Germany
shout.
Dennis Schroder.
And the
Schroeder.
fact that he's hyped to come here in Sacramento, I'm hyped about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it is better weather. He'll maybe play better in that. So.
Maybe. Yeah. Hopefully that plays a factor.
Yeah.
Um,
But B minus.
I could agree with that. I'll go B minus as well. I mean, it helps us out in the short term.
Mhm.
But if we decide to go another direction, we could probably. He is a tradable asset. Obviously, we've seen it. He's been
Yeah.
traded 3 times in the last year. So teams want him.
I just don't think with this contract people are going to trade for him.
That's true.
That's the thing.
That is
like
yeah.
we pick up these contracts
Yeah.
right here, and it's
Are we still going to sign Russell Westbrook? There's still
going to be
talks.
tougher. There's still talks.
Yeah. I know you're on board with it. And
Why not?
I'm starting to
Having-
convince myself.
Having both of them run the court, fine.
Starting to
It's
convince
okay.
myself that Russell Westbrook and Malik off the bench could be a nice little duo off the bench.
If nobody picks up Russell, I don't see why we don't offer him the veteran max.
Yeah.
Like,
but then that makes it tougher for guys like Keon and Devin Carter to get real minutes. When you have Dennis Schroder, Malik Monk, and Russell Westbrook, and who knows what Zach LaVine and all these other guys are doing.
We ran a 3-guard rotation a few times last year.
Yeah.
And we ran an offensive one and a defensive one. So I think there's definitely multiple ways we can go about it.
Yeah.
And obviously the big man ball is kind of coming back now. So it's kind of a little tough for that. But I don't know. Let's I'm fine with
Somebody's
it.
gone,
I need a
bruh.
Westbrook
Somebody's gotta get
Kings
out of here.
jersey.
I'm
man.
waiting on it.
I need a Russell Westbrook Kings jersey.
I'm waiting on the report that Russell Westbrook will be a Sacramento King. Yeah, they had a Zoom meeting about it. I think they're working on something. That's the last I saw about it. So
Yeah.
don't be surprised.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, all right. Grading the Jonas for Dario Saric trade. Depending on what happens. Right now, I'm going a D-, but
So right now I'm going to F.
yeah, right now I'm going to F. But if something else happens because of this move, then we could look at it a lot differently.
Yeah.
Scott Perry knows something maybe that we don't.
Sorry, just reading an article. The Sacramento Kings are unlikely to sign Russell Westbrook in free agency due to their roster composition.
Some people are hyped, some people are not. All right. Well, the Drew Eubanks signing, I guess we can move on. There's a lot bigger things that are happening around the league.
Drew Eubanks.
We're going
to the finals.
We're going to the finals off Drew Eubanks. Shout out.
Yeah.
Me and Dev were at a game against the Phoenix Suns with Diego where Malik Monk dunked on Drew Eubanks.
Oh, dude, I remember.
You remember that? Yeah. That was I
That's
saw
when they had GTA 6 on the board.
Still not out. Still not out. Well, in that game, Malik. I
got
saw
Drew
Kings
Eubanks
pages
on the Kings before GTA 6.
That's crazy. Yeah. I saw Kings fan pages posting, "Welcome to Sacramento, Drew Eubanks," and it was that video of Malik dunking on. Why are Kings fans so dirty, man? Why are they so mean like that?
We're bitter fans.
We're bitter. That's just the right word. Is bitter.
People just crap on us.
Yeah.
The whole NBA craps on us. So. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah. Well, that was a good point you brought up, Luke.
You're gonna bite.
That was a good point. That the draft, everything we looked at Scott Perry so in a bright light after that draft, after making the move to get 24 and drafting that guy in the second round, and now we're kind of looking at him in a complete different light right now.
Yeah,
because these moves are very questionable.
Very questionable,
and we need something else to happen.
Well, yeah, that's like we said before. We're hoping that it opens up for a different trade coming up.
Yeah.
But the question is, who are we trading?
Zach LaVine, get out of Sac. We're ready.
I think DeMar's going to be gone before Zach.
Let's do both, man. Get them both. I mean,
I'm
fine
with that. But our team was looking fine, kind of. It was all right.
Before we traded
De'Aaron and got Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Like having DeMar and
that
De'Aaron,
move set us back years.
Set us back a long time. And, I mean, I don't want to get into it, but damn you, De'Aaron Fox.
I'm on board with that. De'Aaron Fox did us dirty.
Yeah.
Well, as a Kings fan, the worst spot to be in the entire NBA is the middle of the pack with no direction.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where we are. We're the team with no direction and middle of the pack. Us and the Chicago Bulls. And you could argue the Chicago Bulls even have a better direction than we do. They're probably going to trade Vucevic. I know we've been saying it for months and years now. But if they decide to trade him and go young, then they have a better young core than we do. And we just have no direction. We're in the middle of the pack. We're going to be the 10th seed.
We might not even be middle.
We're lower middle.
We're kind of close to the bottom of the barrel.
There's no organization that's in a worse spot than the Kings right now.
Yeah. Looking at the Western Conference, I could easily see us slipping down even more.
Yeah, I could see us being the 11th or 12th seed, barely missing the play-in and not getting a top 10 pick in the draft. And then we're just in the same spot we've always been, where we get the 12th pick in the draft someone that is 24 years old, and then he's going to be pretty good, but it's not going to be anything crazy.
It's not going to be on the Kings. He's going to get traded.
Yeah. It's just, there's no direction. And as a Kings fan, I'm pretty upset right now.
Pretty fitting that the A's are in Sacramento because, I feel just like an A's fan. Right now.
The shots fired are crazy. Giants aren't too much better right now.
Yeah,
they are.
What are the Giants doing right
now? Nothing good.
Nothing good. All right.
Dang.
Well, moving on. DeAndre Ayton
sucks.
Yeah, all our teams are in the bottom right now.
California's not in a good position right now.
We need Jackson back on the show to talk about his Lakers because DeAndre Ayton just signed a 2-year deal that includes a player option with the Los Angeles Lakers this morning. Do we think he is the answer for the Lakers?
Probably not.
Probably
No,
not.
I think it's a good pickup.
It's a
They still
Yeah.
have holes in the roster.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
definitely still have holes in
but
the
they still
roster.
have Luka, so that's the thing. Like,
And
think-
they have Jake LaRavia.
and
Luka
Drake
and
Arabia.
LeBron, it's just going to be tough defensively on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, LeBron's the anchor though. Shout out Jackson.
He's the anchor.
Happy
But
birthday,
no, I
Brown.
think
Happy
it's
birthday,
a good,
Brown. Happy,
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Devin.
I think it's a good move. I like it, but I don't think it's anything that's gonna, it's not like when they traded for Anthony Davis or anything like that. But
yeah.
but it's the center. Stop Lakers fans. You can't complain. You don't got no center
Yep.
no more. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the LaRavia move is probably better than the
Ooh,
Aiden move. In
I
my
like
opinion.
that.
100%.
I like that.
Yeah.
Damn, LaRavia is going to be so nice over there. I'm not
Probably.
excited to see how good he looks in that with Luka and LeBron next to him. It's going to fit
And
really
the
good.
other whites.
Yeah, a
Reeves
lot of
and-
them.
Still gotta
Oh my
connect.
God.
Still
That's
gotta
what
connect.
happened was Reeves and LaRavia were really close, I
Yeah.
guess, and that's how he ended up going to LA.
Tampering
Tampering, exactly. Come on.
won't happen to the Lakers though.
Never to the Lakers. All right, grade the move, DeAndre Ayton to the Lakers.
I give it a B, something positive.
Going
Give
B
it
plus because they didn't have a center.
C plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause,
you're a
like,
little low on it.
Yeah, because the Lakers could go out and get a center better than Aiden.
I
feel
still
like
thought they
right
were
now.
going to get Claxton.
Like they could,
I was still
they
waiting on
definitely
that.
could have maybe Capella. They probably could have offered Capella a nice deal too.
He signed with
But he signed with
yeah.
Houston.
crazy. I did
Back
not
to-
expect that.
I'm
Yeah.
going.
back to Houston.
But it's the Lakers could have definitely got someone better than Aiden. They
Yeah.
kind of just took him because
he was available.
he was probably the best center available right now in
Yeah.
free agency.
Come
sure.
get Sabonis.
I know people hate on him and stuff, but he's still an NBA basketball player. He's
Yeah.
a center and
Yeah.
he could grab boards.
I don't like his game because he's 7 foot and has the shoulders of David Robinson, and he decides to take post up mid range jumpers all
That's
game.
yeah.
But when he was on Phoenix with a great point guard like Chris Paul, it really elevated his game, and he was catching more lobs and doing a lot more. In that Phoenix run when they went to the finals, Ayton was a huge part of that. And then ever since then, he's kind of fallen off. But I think playing with a good passers like LeBron and Luka could really make him look like a really good center again.
And
So that's scary.
I think playing with LeBron, period, will probably make him a better player.
Yeah.
It's either
that's
gonna
the
make you
GOAT.
really good or really bad.
Yeah. Oh, and if anything goes wrong in LA, it's going to be because of DeAndre
Yeah.
Ayton. All the big men always get all the smut. It's their responsibility to get rebounds, block shots. They kind of have the toughest job out there in the NBA because they're so big, and everyone's just going to get mad at them if someone scores in the
Mhm.
paint. So
Is
They have a tough
LeBron
job.
gonna even be in LA this year?
yeah,
Yeah, he's not
not.
leaving. There's no way he's
There's
leaving.
no way
I
LeBron's
wish he
leaving LA.
was.
I like that he's making it kind of a rumor that I'm just still seeing what the Lakers are going to do. But obviously we know he's not going anywhere.
He's not leaving.
You
Yeah.
are what the Lakers are gonna do, bro. You know.
Yeah, you know that. Well, Mike Brown, former Kings coach, signed with the New York Knicks this morning.
We're still paying him $10 million.
We're still paying him, and he's going to get it back from New York. So shout out to Mike Brown. Will he get a standing ovation when he comes back to Sac?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any real fan of the Kings will clap for him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that year was magical.
mhm.
Gotta give him love. Do we think this is the right move for the Knicks, though? Because I was not on board with them signing Mike Brown. I was not a fan of it.
I mean, I like it for them, but if it was the player, whether it was the players or the front office who just didn't like the style of coaching that
Tibbs.
Tibbs brought, I mean, it's kind of the same. They go back, kind of same style. I mean, he's not going to play as starter for 40 minutes a game.
No.
I was telling Tyler on the way, but they gonna practice every day. That was a big
Yeah.
thing here in Sacramento. It was,
Yeah.
oh, we practice every day, bro. And once Doug Christie took over, I mean, they started practicing less.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like it for them. It's just maybe some mentality got to change over there with some players or something like that.
Yeah.
I was more of a fan of Mike Malone going there.
Mike
but
Malone is
maybe
probably gonna
he's
be the
he's
better
not a
option.
coach. Maybe he's not trying to coach next year. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I think you might take a year off, evaluate everything.
That's
you
probably
know,
a smarter decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Doug gets fired year one and he's like, we go back to Sac.
He's
that would
not
never
coming back.
happen.
He
Yeah, that would
hates
never happen.
Sacramento.
Yeah, no way. Well, Mike Brown going to the Knicks. They actually have made some moves. We'll get into it, but the Knicks have a deeper roster than they've had
Yeah.
in the last couple of years. So expect the bench to play a lot more minutes.
I think they'll be better. I think they'll be back up to 2 seed next year, maybe 3. Probably 3 seed. Maybe.
I see them being top 3 for sure, especially with the way the East is shaping out right now with
Yep.
all the injuries. But I am a little scared because Mike Brown's never been the head coach of a championship team. And if you're going to go in that direction, then I would have preferred to go someone young and that hasn't been a coach yet that has new basketball philosophies and all these new ideas that maybe the game hasn't seen yet. For a really good Knicks team that's trying to win a championship, I don't love the move of getting Mike Brown. I don't think that's going to help them win a championship, and this gives me less hope that they will win the championship next year. No hate on Mike Brown, though. I love him as a person and a coach. He did so many great things in Sac, but for the Knicks, I don't like this move for them, personally.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be I think he's going to do a good job over there, no matter what.
I think he's going to do a good job, and I think they're going to be a good regular season team, but we know what really matters for the Knicks is making it far in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, last time Mike Brown was able to make it far in the playoffs, he was in the championship
with Braun.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a different NBA, and he has 2 of the top 20 players on his team right now.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that he definitely has a better team out there than he had here the last 2 years.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's going to change the culture a little bit for those players over there. I feel like they had a different kind of lifestyle. I don't know what I mean when I say that, but Mike Brown, I definitely think he's a different coach that New York hasn't seen for a while.
Yeah.
I know him and Tibbs have similarities. They're very old school coaches.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a bit more of a whole team thing.
Yeah, I could see that. Mike Brown might boost the morale around the team a little more than Tibbs does. Tibbs is really
it's very strict.
Very strict. Yeah. Like he doesn't play around.
Yeah.
Like Mike Brown is a little more like he's a little more loose in the locker room, I feel like.
Yeah.
And just gets guys like more relaxed than Tibbs.
Then,
Tibbs probably has them on like pressing every game.
And then also like it seemed like Tibbs, like he never really disciplined a player like when they were playing. Like if a player's playing bad, he didn't really sub him out. He didn't put him out for
he would yell at him, but then he'd keep him in the game.
Mike Brown would take someone out for the whole quarter.
I saw a tweet today that it said Knicks fans better get ready if Karl Anthony Towns has a turnover in the first quarter to not see him back in the game until the end of the third.
That's what I'm saying.
That's stuff Mike Brown does.
It's gonna happen, and I think it's gonna make the team play better as a whole. 100%.
I love Mike Brown. I loved him when he was here in Sac because there were so many times where I just remember Terrence Davis wasn't in the right spot on defense. Mike Brown immediately calls timeout, goes on the floor, shows Terrence Davis what he's supposed to do. Next play down the floor, Terrence Davis would take a charge, and Mike Brown would be clapping it up, hyping him up. So that's the intensity Mike Brown brings. And I miss that year. Terrence Davis. Mike Brown loved those guys, and he trusted them too. Like he would, you make a mistake, and he would do something like that where he would show you what you did wrong and trust you to still be out there. Tibbs is like, oh man, Karl Anthony Towns, this, yeah. So I think Mike Brown's going to fit well, but I don't see them going and winning a championship with them, sadly, even though I want them to.
I don't see any other team competing with them when it comes down to the Eastern Conference besides like maybe the Pistons or the Magic.
This is their
shout out Orlando.
This is their
shout
year
out Orlando.
To do it.
That's what I'm going to say. Like
the window is open.
Window's open.
It's this is the year for the Knicks, I feel like.
Yeah.
Just because the Celtics don't have a starting
lineup already.
They do not look good.
They're taking a year off.
Now.
Bucks got rid of Dame.
Bucks
we'll get into that.
Giannis is pissed.
Yeah.
Pacers.
I don't know if he is though.
Pacers.
Conflicting reports.
I think Giannis is a little mad.
I think he had a part in Dame getting released.
He didn't know about that. They came out.
I think that's a lie.
I believe Giannis.
I think that's a lie.
I believe Giannis.
I think he wants to get up out of there.
I don't think so. I think they listen to whatever Giannis says. You think they would do that without asking Giannis first? There's no way.
They already did. They did stuff like that before.
With what? No. Trading Drew Holiday.
Fine. Well, it was the coach, and then also was it Drew Holiday?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was the coach and Drew
Giannis
Holiday.
always says the stuff, but behind closed doors, we know what's really going on.
Stop capping.
Stop capping, Giannis.
He's a freak behind closed doors.
All right. Luke, let's go on to Luke's Lock of the Week before we get into all these other moves. Luke's Lock of the Week.
Sadly, I didn't get to really plan this one out, but I do have one. He is a GM of what team? What team do you guys think?
Okay,
Houston.
Calvin Booth of the Denver Nuggets.
Shout out.
Shout out Denver. Really focusing on getting back into the championship spotlight. Still with Jokic at the prime of his career. And like there's teams that have had this, like Giannis. The Bucks aren't doing anything besides signing Torrance Prince back to a contract and picking up Miles Turner.
Shout out Miles.
But it's definitely seems like the Nuggets are just like, wait, we still have a moment. We're still at the top of the league. Let's keep this going. Let's keep the Joker happy. Because there was a quote that came out with Calvin Booth recently. He said, like, we don't want to get to a point where we got to trade 15.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
They're going to do anything to keep him happy.
So
Yep.
that's what they did.
As they
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Getting
for sure.
Cam Johnson for MPJ.
Dude, that's
insane.
One hell of a move right there.
We had a better deal probably. We could have given him a better player plus something else, but
That fits so well
they
over there.
fit. That's going to be a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Jamal is going to take another step up, I feel
Mhm.
like. And no, yeah, it's going to be a good thing in
Jonas
Denver.
minutes when Jokic is off the
Yeah,
court.
dude,
That's going to fit so
that's
good.
going to
That
be
team is
perfect.
probably winning the West next year, in
That's
my
what I'm
opinion.
saying.
They're back.
They're back.
They're back.
They're back.
They weren't even gone for a while.
They were
a couple
barely
years.
gone. All right. Well, my ICU pick is one of my favorite players in the league, Duncan Robinson.
Oh yeah.
Has agreed to a 3-year,
Hey.
$48 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. That guy keeps getting a bag in the
Hey.
NBA. That's what happens when you're a 6'9" shooter who's better than Kevin Herter.
Shout out to Heat. Don't let go of good shooters, bro.
Facts.
Nah, y'all just did that.
Dude, I don't know how teams keep signing him for this much
Dude.
money. This
And
is insane.
so it came out that he declined his player option of $20 million for next year. And everyone was like, whoa, why would Duncan Robinson turn down $20 million?
Because people offering him
And
the
it's
bag.
because he got a bag from Detroit. Waiting
Tampering.
on him. It is
You already
tampering.
knew he was going
Um,
to get it back.
But yeah, some interesting stats on my boy Duncan. He departs Miami after spending his first 7 years with the Heat, and his 1,202 career three-pointers are the most in Heat franchise history, and he's become one of 8 undrafted players with 1,000 threes made.
More than LeBron?
What?
Threes on the Heat?
Undrafted.
Oh, in all-time Heat history? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He has the
that
most in
makes sense.
all-time Heat history.
More than Ray?
More than Ray.
Bro, LeBron was not shooting that many threes.
Yeah,
I know.
And Ray was old. Ray was old. Hey, Duncan Robinson, most threes in Miami Heat history.
Yeah.
Also saw a picture of the Miami Heat training room where they have a board that says who's made the most threes in like 50 seconds or something like that. And Duncan Robinson was way on the top of that list. And like other guys like legends, like I'm pretty sure Ray
Yeah.
Allen was on the list.
More
and
than D Wade?
more than D Wade. And
D-Wade
Duncan
just
Robinson
posted on Snapchat.
was oh my God. Yeah, but Duncan Robinson was at the top of that list. So shout out to D Rob.
Shout out to Rob, even though I
Hey,
don't
what do
think
they
he's
call
that
him?
great of a player.
What does he look like from that cartoon?
Oh,
show?
Sheen.
Sheen from
Shout out to
Neutron.
Sheen. Shout out to Sheen. Yeah, one of my favorite guys in the league. All right, well, let's go over the rest of what happened in free agency. The Denver Nuggets, we already mentioned it, traded MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., and an unprotected 2032 first-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson. Really quick, 2032 first-round pick. That is crazy that these trades have 20, 30, and more picks involved. Like, that's getting close, guys.
Well,
we're getting close to 2030.
7 years away.
I don't know if you guys saw
Feels
this
weird.
thing, but July 2nd right now in
Shout out.
2025,
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Uh-oh.
we are closer to 2050 now than we are closer to 2000. We're at the
Ooh,
midway point. So after
yeah.
today, we're closer to 2050.
Wow, that is very
Pretty
scary.
insane.
Those numbers just don't seem right to
Getting
me.
up the unk years.
Yeah, we're getting unked.
Nah, we
Dev is
still-
officially unked now.
We still
23.
20.
what's the other one before that? I don't know, but I'm not there yet. Not there yet.
No.
Yeah. Well, how do we feel
Yeah.
about this move, MPJ? I think he's going to be pretty good in Brooklyn. I'm kind of excited to see.
I
him
mean, everybody that is good in Brooklyn because they suck.
there. Yeah.
But I love it for Denver for sure.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson, I think, probably a better fit for them than Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, then, Michael never swing the rock. So,
Shout out.
but I like that. And then, I know we already talked about it a little bit, but also the Jonas trade. Like, I feel like, they cooked. Shout out
cooked.
Luke. It's their GM's the lock of the week.
Yep.
They literally opened their window back up. So big respect to Denver.
Yeah. 100%.
I think Cam Johnson is a more polished and better winning player than MPJ. They're very similar. They both can shoot the three well, but Cam Johnson can maybe put it on the floor a little better, and he's way better on defense. So that's going to play a big part for them.
It's also a lot more consistent.
Yeah, definitely a lot more consistent. That's the main key. All right, well, another trade. Colin Sexton is getting traded from the Utah Jazz to the Charlotte Hornets for Yusuf Nurkic.
Very happy for Colin.
Big moves.
I love Colin Sexton. He's one of my
Yeah.
favorite players.
But going to Charlotte, is kind of
A lot of
weird
guards
fit.
out
A lot
there.
of guards, yeah. But I mean, he's probably going to play a lot of minutes, and he always does good no matter where he is. So.
Yeah, he's gonna bring. Probably gonna come off the bench.
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
wouldn't be
lie.
surprised.
But
They
he's
start
gonna-
some weird.
He's gonna
lineups.
bring him numbers though.
Yeah.
like for sure. No
Yeah.
matter what team he's on, he averages like the same. pretty
and
much.
he plays
goes
hard
out.
every night.
Yep.
Which is something I love.
Yeah, no, he's gonna fit the culture there perfectly.
Well, Milwaukee trading Pat Connaughton, Bucks legend, NBA champ, to the Charlotte Hornets as well for Misic.
You're not
Who?
going to try that first name?
No, I don't know how to say it.
Vasilij.
I know who Misic is, though.
Vasilij Misic.
I mean, not one of my favorite guys in the league, but Milwaukee did this for salary reasons because Pat Connaughton accepted his player option of like $8 million, and they were like, "All right, if you're going to accept that, we're going to get rid of it."
Yeah.
So that's
Why
what
would they
happened.
even give him the option in the
No,
first place?
it's a player option.
player
They
option
didn't have
contract.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, the big moves that really happened are free agent center Miles Turner, who was just a game away from winning the NBA championship in Indiana, was known as the longest tenured Pacers legend, officially no more. He is
Was it
signing
11 years?
Yeah, he was signing a 4-year, $107 million deal with the Milwaukee Bucks.
We
Damn.
all said, like, I think it was last show or the show before that, we're like, he's going to be back in Indy.
Oh, I
He's gonna
thought
run it back.
100%.
He'll be back there, but
It
nope.
came out the Pacers didn't want to pay him what Milwaukee was paying him. They wanted to pay him 3 years, like 60. So that's a lot less than what he's getting in Milwaukee.
I mean, Milwaukee's
Yeah.
cool if Giannis is still over there, and I don't know what they're gonna do about the guard situation. But
Yeah.
but I mean, I like it. And if you know if you know your worth and you know you're gonna get more money somewhere else, go ahead. I can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for him though, because all those Legos are gonna be really tough to move
Yeah, it's
to
gonna be tough.
Milwaukee. So.
Yeah.
Do we see Russ go to Milwaukee?
I could see that. I could actually see that. They just
Yeah.
need shooting though. But I
That's
mean,
not gonna
Miles
come from
Turner does
Russ.
space the floor.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Not in the finals.
Yeah,
can
no,
see
no,
that.
I didn't see.
I
I
didn't
can
see him
see it.
space the floor in the finals.
I
but
could see Russ going to Milwaukee.
I could see it. I could definitely see
I
that.
might buy that jersey.
Well, Damian Lillard, to make this move happen, the Bucks waived Damian Lillard, who's out for the whole year next year, and are stretching the remaining of his $113 million contract over the next couple years. So they're going to be paying Dame a big bag each year, and he's not even going to be on the team
it's going to be $22 million a year, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
for 5 years.
And I mean, so I saw this video recently, and it puts Damian Lillard in like the best position for any
It
NBA
does.
player ever.
Get him to
'cause
the Warriors.
He's not going to care about signing for a big contract because he's going to be getting paid $22 million
Yeah.
a year for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So he could sign one of those small deals, like a 10 to 15 million year deal, and
Yeah.
get to a
Still
team,
get
an
paid.
actual contender,
Mhm.
and just be like, hey, like, I'm here to help you guys out. I
Yeah.
don't care about the money you give me. Just like,
Yeah.
Scott Perry, what is we doing, bro?
I know. I was thinking that the Kings are definitely calling Dame. But I don't know if he's going to sign right now or wait the whole
I
year.
think he's
And
going
then
to wait.
I think he
He
probably
don't want to
waits.
go to camp.
Some
like
teams that have came out and said they're interested are Boston, Golden State, Lakers, and
Yeah.
some other really good teams.
And apparently,
I know. Get him
there's
to
a
Golden
report
State, please.
from Haynes, Chris
Yeah,
Haynes,
Chris Haynes.
Chris Haynes, saying that the Bucks organization didn't let Dame go back to Portland to hang out with his family for rehab. They said that he had to hang in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
And they're like, no, you can't go to Portland to
Yeah.
rehab or anything. Like,
that's a little messed up.
kind of mess. I don't know if that's true because Chris Haynes, obviously not the most reliable source all the time.
He's up there.
Well,
though.
he is.
He's up there.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's Giannis's wife's cousin. Like they're related.
Oh,
Damn.
Chris Haynes.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
saw that on Twitter
okay.
yesterday.
Okay,
Because he was
So-
like promoting her book or whatever, and he
Oh.
was like, "Go get my cousin's book."
okay.
But yeah, no, that's kind of a
I could believe it.
Well, personally, for me, I think this is pretty messed up from the Bucks to do that,
Mhm.
to not let him go to Portland. And I mean, he's going to be out for the year. Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Also, I don't love that you're going to be paying. So, including Miles Turner's contract, you're going to be paying over $50 million on your books next year for Miles Turner, and that includes Damian Lillard's contract. So, I don't think Miles Turner puts you over the top. I
No.
mean, he's obviously a better Brook Lopez. They play very similar, protect the rim, don't get rebounds, and can shoot the three a little bit. But we just saw in the finals, he was scoring like 3 points a game and not getting any rebounds. He was like the reason the Pacers didn't make a run.
Yeah.
And I believed in him in game 7 to come out and hit 4 threes, and he hit 1. And that was all he did all game. I don't love the move for Milwaukee. I don't think this puts them in a spot to win the championship anytime soon. And they're obviously, pigeoning themselves with these contracts.
I mean,
So,
if they still have Giannis, like I don't really think
you can't count them out, but
I don't really think big man is that really important of a need for them. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, because Giannis, worst case scenario, can always play the 5.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think they need shooters, and maybe, and they just let one go with Dame. So I don't really know. I mean, maybe they're kind of planning for both with and without Giannis, but I mean that it is messed up, and it doesn't really make sense to me because I mean, Yeah, Dame's in his 30s, but I mean, he's one of the only undersized guards that like could still work in today's NBA. I saw KD was just talking about that. He was like, if you're
Yeah.
under 6'2",
I saw that.
as a guard in the NBA nowadays, you're just like, unless you're Curry or one of those guys that are that good on offense, or Davion Mitchell, one of those guys that's really
He
good on
said that?
defense. Yeah, he did.
Shout
say that.
out.
So
I
I
gotta
mean,
listen to that pod.
but yeah, that's pretty messed up, and
Yeah.
I have no clue what they're gonna do.
I mean, I just don't love it from the Bucks side because you're paying Miles Turner like he's gonna help you guys win it all, and I just don't see that happening. Like I mean, it's a good fit, but for that amount of money and getting rid of Dame like that, I don't love it.
Yeah.
Even though Dame in Milwaukee still never really looked great because Giannis doesn't want to play pick and
Yep.
roll game.
He's still Damian Lillard, though.
He's Damian Lillard, and he averaged 25 last year, and he's still one of the best players in the league. But with Giannis, you need a certain type of player, and I mean, it didn't obviously work out with Dame there.
Mm-mm.
They need to get Drew Holiday back somehow, some way. That's the only point guard that really would work.
Right.
Or like you said, Russ. I feel like that could work
Russ.
because Giannis doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do pick and roll. He wants to have the ball in his hand.
Mhm.
He wants to really have the ball in his hand every time.
And people think he's really going to the Warriors.
I mean, that would fit.
That's not
That
gonna,
would fit.
he's not going to the Warriors.
That would fit because
He gonna let Draymond handle the ball the whole time, Brad? Nah, I mean, I'd rather have Giannis handle the ball the whole
Yeah.
time than Draymond. So
yeah.
I don't think the Warriors can even afford him.
I mean, somehow, some way, I could
Joe
see it
Lacob
happening.
got money out the butt.
If Giannis does get moved, he's going to the Warriors, in my opinion. He's going to the
I
Warriors.
don't think he's going to lose at all.
You would either have to trade Jimmy or Draymond, but
Both would have to go.
both. Ooh, that would be tough.
It'd be like lost
Dude,
and
that'd be
unbound when
both.
KD
Yeah.
went to the Warriors.
Like, no way it would just be one of them.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe you're right.
that would
Maybe
be insane.
Kuminga gets a bag
The
and
Bucks
then
would
trade
be,
him.
The Bucks would be even more clowns than us if they traded that straight up, like
Yeah.
1 for 1.
They need to try and keep Giannis happy no matter what.
Yeah.
That's why I think that Giannis knew, because it came out. Giannis, obviously, like you said, he tweeted out saying like, "Oh, I didn't know about this" or whatever. But then there was a report that came out that he's very excited about playing with Miles Turner, and that's why the Bucks went out and did this. And Dame replied to the tweet with the shaking his head emoji. So
a lot of
Giannis
drama.
knew. Giannis
NBA
knew.
is like
I don't give it.
Love
I don't
Island
care.
these
Yeah.
days.
I don't
Giannis
care.
knew
They're all
that.
getting paid over $100 million. I don't care.
Yeah, they're fine.
Let their drama be drama.
Yeah. All right, moving on to some other moves. We talked about Ayton, but Jackson's not happy about this one. Dorian Finney-Smith has agreed to a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Houston Rockets. They're stacking him up over there in Houston. That's what I thought you were going with for your Luke Salk
I was about
was the
to.
GM of Houston, but Denver obviously has made big moves as well.
Yeah, I was
Um,
about to go with Houston, but I mean, they were already on this track to like a championship contenders.
Yeah.
Denver was like jumping back into it. So this, I mean, I'm not surprised by this at all.
Yeah.
I knew people would want to go play in Houston for sure.
Yeah, I mean they have a deep roster right now. They're looking pretty nice over there. But all right, before we move on, grade the Miles Turner to Milwaukee deal. I'm going C
C.
minus.
I'm going C.
Yeah.
Yeah, C minus.
C minus.
Yeah.
Okay, and Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. What are we grading it?
That's
I'm going to.
That's
I
probably
mean, it's a
B
bag.
range. I give it a B.
I'm going A minus.
I'm going B plus A minus only because he's coming off of foot surgery
And he's going to come off the bench.
and he's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
so-
wings
They have
out
a
there.
lot of
bro.
everything
wings.
over there.
Holy
Yeah.
They have a lot of everything
moly.
except 2 guards now.
So I mean, you don't really need 2 guards. Like
They're going to play a
anymore,
men
I'm
at
not
the
gonna
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KD.
And KD is a 7-foot shooting guard,
Mhm.
realistically. So
Like,
Yeah.
In this NBA right now, you barely even need a shooting guard. Like you can just run a small forward, 2
You
small
can.
forwards on there.
and it looks like it's going back to
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So the bigger lineups.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my least favorite signing. My least favorite signing. Jake
Dead to me.
LaRavia has agreed to a 2-year, $12 million deal with the LA Lakers.
Dead to me.
I'm
I
not
think the
gonna
Kings
hate.
could have gave him more money.
Well,
I think we could have gave him 13.
technically, like we could
Technically,
we could have given him 15.
15
Uh,
for 3 years
but that means we would have given him less because he got
overall.
2 years for
True.
12.
True.
Like, so
And he's
I mean,
playing with Braun and
he's
Luka
yeah, he's
in
a young,
LA.
young player who, I mean, he's trying to build his career rather than, I mean, hang out in Sacramento. And he's a NBA player, so he
Don't
knows,
like him.
He knows how
Peace
the business. He knows how the business goes, and he's looking out for his career.
Yeah.
So, all respect to him. I love you,
Nope.
Jake. I love the time
Nope.
here and our short time
Crazy.
in Sacramento. But I'm not going to be a fan of you watching
No.
you play in LA.
That's
gonna
worse
get
than what
booed.
De'Aaron did.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
no,
is.
it is
No,
not.
Yeah.
dude, Jake was only here for
Like
what?
4
Don't care.
months, not
Like,
even.
Don't care.
Not
you,
even.
You need to open
Don't
up
care.
your
He was here
mind,
for like
man.
2 months.
Don't care. Fan base
he's
really,
trolling.
the way bro really came in and fan base just accepted bro and loved bro so much, and then he's just gonna go to the Lakers. Nah,
Well,
that is,
dude, we
to
were.
me, like I can't believe y'all.
I
Y'all
I'm
like
mad.
bro?
No, I'm mad.
No,
I don't
like
rock
that.
with bro.
I'm
I,
not with that.
I think you need to listen real quick because they were close to signing a deal and then the Kings backed out. So don't be mad at him. Be mad at the Kings.
No,
wonder why the
then
Kings would
go
do that.
somewhere else besides the Lakers, bro. There's 28 other teams in the NBA.
He doesn't care about Kings fans.
You don't care.
Obviously. Yeah, well, grading the move.
Yeah, no, don't mess with bro.
I think he-
F. He's gonna get a season-ending injury this year.
Bro.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm not.
Damn.
The birthday
I'm not putting
drinks
that
are,
out there.
are tapping
I'm mad though.
in.
I'm giving an A to the Lakers,
Me
man.
too. I mean,
F.
that's not a big contract for someone who's going to provide big impact.
Yeah,
Wouldn't even
Too
be
many
surprised
white
if he
guys.
starts.
it's okay.
They could start AR at the. Oh my God, they
Too
have
many
Luca,
white guys.
AR, Laravia, Braun, and
Connect.
Aiton, and
Not gonna work
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you were gonna mention
No.
the white guys.
not a whole. I mean, I said LeBron. Come on.
Hey,
Hey, okay, all right.
we won't get into it.
All right. D'Angelo Russell has agreed to a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Dallas
I mess with that.
Mavericks. I do mess with that.
Good job. I mean,
Good move by Dallas.
Mavericks got their replacement. So
He's
What did,
Kyrie, but does a lot
Jackson
everything
said
worse.
that? Said two starting lineup, two
Yeah.
like separate starting lineups.
That
I-
second
Yeah.
starting lineup
I
would get
forgot they
ran,
had
but
Dinwiddie, bro.
Dallas is gonna be.
no, they
pretty
don't have
nice.
Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie
they
just
don't?
signed to Charlotte.
Yeah.
this morning.
Oh, so when did he send that? Like a couple days ago?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he was still in that. I was like,
Mhm.
bro, he was hurt all year last year.
Don't act like Dinwiddie's that nice.
No, I mean,
Chill
but
out.
off
He
the bench
killed us,
though,
dude.
like
he killed us
he
that
did
one
kill
game,
us.
but he's very inconsistent. I mean, so is D'Lo. D'Lo is super inconsistent, but
Yeah.
to fill in for Kyrie,
But off my
Dallas
bench,
might be a top 4 seed in the West.
when Kyrie gets
Yeah,
back,
when Kyrie comes back, that's going to be a nasty guy to
I'm
have
not
off
gonna
your
put
bench.
Denver up that high just because
Dallas or Denver?
Dallas.
Yeah.
who
Wait, did you say?
right now?
You said Denver,
I said Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
but Dallas, you're not going to
That's
put him
Dallas.
top 4.
That's tough.
I'm putting him
It's-
top 4. I'm scared.
It's
Cooper
tough. Well,
might
no,
take
that's,
over the league.
That's the thing is, I know we've seen Cooper play against USA team
College
basketball
guys, yeah.
already in college basketball. We know he can do that, but it's different when you really go into the league and you're playing a full 82 game season.
It is.
That is
Uh,
true. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm excited for Cooper. Very young, very cool, like an exciting, cool player.
Yeah.
Very relatable. But I'm not gonna make him like idolize and put him as like
Okay.
a team runner like that.
You don't think
I mean,
they're
if
top
they're-
5?
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm just not gonna be that confident about putting him that high.
Yeah.
If
I
they're
mean, they have
talking
AD.
about like
They do
he's
have
really,
80. I forgot about that.
AD.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might be tough.
And
they're
if
gonna
he
be top
is
5.
really that good,
Yeah, maybe
like people
4.
saying next Wemby or like that type, like that generational type of talent. I mean, they're a better team than the Spurs right now when they got Wemby too.
That is.
Like,
I hate the saying the next Wemby because Wemby's only been in the
No,
league for
yeah,
3
but
years.
yeah,
Like,
that type of talent. though,
yeah, no,
like,
I understand what
coming
you're
out.
saying, but like I don't like hearing people say that across the league where it's just like the next Wemby. It's like, all right, he's been in the league 3 years. I know
'Cause,
he's
I mean,
dominant,
yeah.
but like
Wemby might
Let's
be
calm
a
down.
little bit better on defense too. Like I don't think they're really the same type of player. Like that offense might be
Nah.
the same, but just because they're big and handle the ball,
Yeah.
like that doesn't make them the same.
no,
But,
yeah.
I mean,
it's
I think
gonna be
Cooper.
crazy. They're
I
gonna
think
be up there.
I think Cooper's going to be really good, but definitely not on that type of level.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he can be a really good player. I don't know if he'll ever be the guy you build around.
Yeah.
Like, they're obviously still building around AD.
Mhm.
Like, this is
Yeah.
AD's team.
And I mean, just thinking about it, having AD as your role model, like that's huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And he was cooking him in the USA basketball.
He was.
Said,
Yeah.
when
He
they were
was cooking him.
scrimmaging before they went to France.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, I take that back. Cooper might be special. He might be the
I
one.
Kinda,
He might be the
I'm
one.
gonna backtrack a little bit.
He might be the one.
He
He might be the one.
Yeah, it might not happen right away. but
immediately.
yeah.
Yeah.
Playing with AD is only going to give him that much more cushion to, not have to be that right away too.
Mhm.
That's true. All right. Well, another move. Ty Jerome. I was sad about this one. A 3-year, $28 million deal with the
That's
Memphis Grizzlies.
Nothing for Ty, dude.
Yeah, I thought he was going to
pretty
get a
good.
lot
yeah,
more.
that's a steal right there.
They
That
got
is-
him on a cheap bag just because. I mean, last year he was going off. First year
To Memphis?
to step up
Are they
and to
trading
Memphis.
Ja?
No, they're
No,
not
they're not
trading
trading.
Jaw. But I think this is a great move for them off the bench.
Playing
Ty
at the
Jerome.
2.
Yeah. You can play him with Jaw, without Jaw.
Yeah.
They still have Scottie Pippen Jr., so those two guys off the bench to run
Mm.
your offense is really nice.
Yeah.
Happy
JJJ.
birthday, D Money, in the chat.
Yeah.
Shout
Who
out.
said that?
Shout out.
Thanks, Ron.
Shout out. All right. Well, Bruce Brown going to Denver
Fan
back on a
favorite.
1-year deal. This is a good move for them. He was so good in
Huge.
Denver on that championship run. I'm giving this move an A+.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ty Jerome, I'll give it a A as well. D'Lo, give it an A-.
I like that. Even if it's not,
Yeah.
even if it's not, he isn't back to that championship year. I mean, they still have made other moves. Like I'm excited about the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of sad that, Jokic is, he better than Shea to me, but best player in the league, and he's, their window is kind of closing. But, all this stuff, it kind of gets me pretty excited for, what the playoffs could look like next year.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, Bruce Brown fits exactly what Denver needed over there. And obviously he showed it in that championship run. So I have big expectations for them.
It was like, hang on, guys, I'm going to leave Denver, go grab
Go get a
Go
bag.
get a bag. I'll be back.
I'll be back in a couple years.
Be back to win
Wait
another
up for me.
championship with you guys.
Exactly. All right. Well, another move that hurt my heart actually was Kevon Looney.
Hey,
Get him out of here.
He's back with Poole.
Yeah. I mean, I am happy, even though I've always been a Pelicans hater.
Yeah.
Man. I do not like the Pelicans at all.
Dude,
and now seeing Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney go there, happy they're together, but I am upset that it's on the Pelicans.
Immediately when I saw this happen, I was just like, ooh, Tyler was pissed about Poole going there. I can't imagine how he feels about it.
I am happy that Poole is hype about it, though.
Yeah.
He's tweeting out. So
I said, yes.
Shout out Warriors legend.
And then I realized we're still going to have to play him 4 times a year. He's still going to clamp Sabonis 4 times a year.
He is.
Possibly more if we play him in the NBA Cup.
Yep. And the play-in again.
Here we
play
go,
him 7 times next year. Be ready.
Nah, the Pelicans are going to be in playoffs. We won't have to play them.
I don't think they will.
I think they're going to be in playoffs.
The West is stacked.
Zion and Looney were literally
I'm pretty sure we
bro.
talked about this last week, and I think we agreed that the Pelicans were going to be in playoffs.
I don't see him making it.
You don't see him making it?
No. We'll go over standings once the offseason's over.
Zion's back.
There's a lot of teams out west.
Zion's
You
back.
think they're better than the Spurs?
They could be.
They could be.
Nah.
But no. I don't.
The Spurs are still really young. They got a lot of people off the bench that need to kind of develop into the squad.
We haven't seen De'Aaron and Wemby a year together
exactly.
Yet, so
and then all these young people on the bench that they just got. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they might currently. Who are we talking about?
Pelicans.
I think.
I
don't know. To me, I think they have a lot more intriguing talent than Minnesota right now. I don't know.
Minnesota just has their guy.
I love Ant, but they got Poole.
Oh, they did lose. No,
they got DeJounte Murray when he comes back. He's still hurt, right? Or they traded him. We just talked about that.
No, DeJounte is he's hurt. DeJounte's hurt.
Well, when he comes back, and then still have Trey Murphy, dude. Trey Murphy's gonna be. I love
Trey Murphy. Is nice.
And then Zion and Kevon Looney, bro. The Kings are cooked. That's the kryptonite
of Kings killers. Yeah, they got the final one with Kevon Looney. 2-year, $16 million deal. I thought he was going to be a Warrior for life. Obviously, not going to happen. So shout out to Kevon for all the great years.
All the love that he got going away too.
Yeah,
Warriors fans mess with bro for sure.
Bro, he was so big on those championship teams. All right, well,
that ain't a good enough pause.
Luke Cornett, a 4-year, $41 million deal with the San Antonio Spurs.
Shout out my boy Luke.
Shout out Luke Cornett. I thought he was going to stay in Boston forever, but San Antonio paid him a bag. Bro. It's a pretty good pickup. You can play him with Wemby or without Wemby.
I bet Celtics fans are looking at it now. Damn, we actually need Luke Cornett now.
Now they need, and they're going to lose Al Horford.
Yeah, so I mean, good job to Luke for.
Shout out Luke Cornett getting a bag. No one expected him to get paid that much.
No, and I don't see him playing that much in San Antonio.
I mean, he'll play a little bit. You could play him with Wemby or without, so that does help a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the Spurs, Luke Cornett. All right, well, Clint Capella, 3-year, $21.5 million deal with the Houston Rockets. So they got Sengun, Steven Adams, and Clint Capella.
Dude, that's
they are building for the playoffs. They're ready for anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Steven Adams is my favorite center on the team too.
Wow,
dude, the fact that they extended him too. They have the best center rotation in the league.
They do.
Sengun, Capella, and Steven Adams.
Steven Adams is a starter on 26 other teams.
Still. He was really good for the Rockets.
He was one guy that I really wanted when he went into free agency before Houston. I wanted him to come to Sacramento.
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice.
A better Jonas for sure. But yeah, Clint Capella going back to the Rockets. Karis LeVert, a 2-year, $29 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. This would not have happened if Malik Beasley didn't get into that scandal.
Yep.
So shout out to Karis LeVert. Going to Detroit. Taking advantage.
They probably wouldn't have wanted to try to get Malik either if that didn't happen. So
and they got Duncan Robinson.
Congrats to Brett. Get your opportunity, take it.
Yeah.
And hopefully he does good this year over there. Detroit's gonna be good.
So. I'm glad we didn't have to do that trade with.
I'm so happy we didn't do that trade.
That would have been bad.
That would have been really bad. Well, it's a move that surprised me. Brook Lopez, a 2-year, $18 million deal with the Los Angeles Clippers. He'll go there to be a backup for Zubac.
Overpay.
I like that.
Overpay. But I mean, he is a still very quality
Still
center, and this
quality
gives the
center.
Clippers a lot of different ways they can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He stretches the
He'll still
floor.
be good, but overpay.
I mean,
Yeah,
they just got
100%.
Steve Ballmer. He got all that money from that new stadium.
I
out
guess
there.
he's fine with that. Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that is not going to get close to the luxury tax and be like, oh, we got to shred some salary.
He
Like
doesn't
some
care.
people I know, he don't care.
He doesn't
So
care.
That's how you win.
Yeah, that is how you win. So yeah, Clippers look like they're going to be pretty nice next year. Luka Garza, 2-year, $5 million deal with the Boston Celtics. They lost
Luka?
Luke Cornett, and they got Luka Garza, college legend.
That's a step down from Luke.
Oh yeah,
Just
but
gotta say
hey,
that.
with opportunity next year, Luka Garza could go crazy. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I remember him being he was the college player of the year
Yep.
coming out of
Yeah,
his draft class.
he
So,
just hasn't got any opportunity
No,
in Minnesota.
not
So
really.
going to Boston with them taking a year off, he could be kind of nice.
Celtics are
Mhm.
going to be interesting just for the fact that none of these guys are going to be playing with Tatum. So we're just like, Jaylen Brown's going to be, it's going to be his team now, like for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Next year.
seeing Garza without Tatum, and just it's going to be interesting. I don't think they'll be very good.
Anthony
do we see-
Simons.
Do we see the Celtics dropping out of playoffs?
This year,
Maybe.
I mean, maybe they tell Jaylen Brown to sit out some
Dude,
games and they go for a pick. Who
That's what I'm
knows?
saying.
They might.
Like,
They might.
They get
That's not a
Jason
bad
Tatum
idea.
back,
Yeah.
and then they get a top pick.
And then, yeah. And the NBA would give them a pretty good pick in the lottery.
100%, dude.
They always hook up Boston.
Be like, oh,
Oh, you want to take a year off?
go ahead.
Red Panda has a wrist fracture.
No,
no.
Oh, she fell at the Valkyries game the other night.
Oh,
Damn.
the legend.
No.
Out on the IR.
She probably
now.
finished the show after that
Nah,
too.
she didn't. I saw a video.
Oh,
dang.
of her getting walked
She's
off
still
the floor.
grinding in 2K, though. Get that bag, Red Panda.
Facts.
All right. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, a 4-year, $62 million deal with the Atlanta Hawks. It's a good move for them.
Yeah, I like it.
Nikhil Alexander had a big year.
I wanted. He probably wasn't going to come here.
He
but I
wasn't gonna
wanted
come
him.
No.
here.
I wanted him.
We
I
could
think
not
he's
have offered him
He's
anything.
a great player, and that
I
would be the
know-
wing that we were missing.
Yeah.
But
I know Minnesota is pissed.
Yeah. Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
yeah, I mean they had to lose him. They paid their guys, so they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
But Atlanta looks like a pretty nice team next
Atlanta's
year. They made
gonna
some
be
big
nice.
moves.
Trey's
No,
no
Trey
longer
staying,
leaving.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Trey.
yeah.
Trey seems like he's got the team around him that he needs. So
Mhm.
they could make some noise out there. They could be the Pacers of next year.
Ice Trey back
Maybe
in New
make the
York
finals.
for the
I don't
conference
know.
finals.
Hey, no,
Hawks. I mean, the Knicks don't want to see the Hawks in the playoffs because
No.
Trey Young dominates.
they're not.
He
gonna-
loves New York.
the Hawks aren't going to make it that far in the playoffs.
We might have to clip that up in a year.
Uh-oh.
They're not
We
making.
might have to
or no,
clip that
they're-
up.
They're making the playoffs, but
Yeah.
they're not making it far.
Might have to clip that up.
First round exit.
I'm saying conference finals.
First round exit.
I'm saying conference finals.
I think,
I'm high on
dude,
Atlanta.
I want to see that Knicks.
Porzingis
Hawks
is gonna
conference
disappear.
finals.
that would be dope.
He's a-
Porzingis revenge series
He's
Yeah,
too.
I mean,
disappearing.
Ooh,
We gonna see. He might be there. He might be hurt.
who knows?
We
Who
don't
knows?
know.
All right,
He's
let's
going
fly
to be
through.
too distracted at Magic City.
Okay.
Shout
The
out to Chris
wings,
Stapps.
bruh.
Shout out to Chris Stapps. Lemon Pepper Lou. All right, well, let's fly through these other ones. Tyus Jones, a 1-year, $7 million deal with the Magic. Luke Cornett.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
shout out to
Like
the Magic.
that. Like
Shout out to the
that.
Magic.
Making
They needed
another
that.
Good move.
Needed him to go to the Warriors, and he didn't do it. So shout out Tyus Jones.
That's a good guard off the bench.
That
for
is a
him.
great guard off the bench. Luke Kennard,
Shout out Luke.
1 year, $11 million deal with the Hawks. They got
Luke's
their shooter.
Getting the bags.
Luke's getting bags
they're
today.
looking nice.
They are looking nice. Mason Plumlee, he keeps a job, and he keeps the job in Charlotte. He's going back to the Hornets
yeah.
for 1 year.
Somebody's gonna want
I don't
him.
know. Yeah, he always gets signed by the
He's a
Hornets every
goon.
other year.
He's literally a goon.
Hornets legend. All right. Well, Jordan Clarkson still isn't official, but he's signing with the New York Knicks after he clears
That's
waivers.
that's
That's
cool.
a
I like
great,
that.
Great
signing
move.
for the Knicks.
Mike
Happy-
Brown's
Two
gonna
Josh
love that.
Hart. No, I'm just kidding. He's a better scorer.
Oh, he's a scorer. He don't pass.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson's gonna get his buckets for sure.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sick.
No, that's a great signing for them. Happy for Mike Brown because,
Yeah.
like you said, Mike Brown's going to love that type of
He
player.
got a team, bro.
He's-
We gonna
They're getting
see.
a team. They're
He might
like,
win Coach of the Year again.
They also no way.
Nah, because the Knicks are already too good.
Yeah. Well, the Knicks also just got Yabusele on a 2-year, $12 million deal. That's a big move for them. What is Yabusele known for?
He was international.
Well, he played on the French team.
Yeah, dunk on LeBron.
Yes,
and
there we go.
yeah.
That's what I was looking
Oh,
for.
that was
Yeah.
him
That
in
was-
that game?
Yes.
Yep.
No way.
Dunked on
bro.
Braun. He had a great year last year.
That
in
was
Philly,
a
too.
charge.
That
bruh.
was a charge. That video is fake. That's AI.
Yeah, I've never.
Sorry,
I
Braun
Braun.
did not get dunked on.
Sorry, Brown.
Braun has never got dunked on. All right. Well, Trenton Wofford signed a 2-year deal with the Sixers.
Who?
Oh, I knew you guys were going to say that. That's my boy Trent Wofford. Wish he came to the Kings. Gary Harris, 2-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. He keeps a job as well. He's still in the league.
He's up there, bro.
Yeah, he's up
Damn.
there. Shout out Gary Harris. Bucks actually pretty good signing for them. They
Yeah.
kind of need someone like that. You need guards. The Celtics signed the Minnesota Timberwolves second-year player Josh Minott to a 2-year, $5 million deal. How do you guys feel about that? No, I'm just kidding.
A+.
I don't know nothing about him. All
no
right.
idea.
Well, I know he's young. That's all I know.
Yeah.
This guy's still in the league.
Tim Hardaway Jr., 1-year deal with the Denver Nuggets on the minimum.
Oh,
That's another great deal for
yeah.
them.
dub.
I didn't even see that one. to be
Denver,
honest.
definitely well deserved for Luke's Lock of the Week.
Yeah.
Man, they're making moves. So shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr.
Junior.
Duncan Robinson talked about it, going to the Pistons, 3 years, $48 million. And Trey Mann is going back to the Hornets, $24 million in 3 years. Shout out to the next Iverson, Trey Mann.
There's a lot of guards out there.
Yeah, a lot of
guards.
too many guards out there.
Yeah, that is true.
And
That's a little
Plumlee.
weird.
And they got a
And
Plumlee.
Plumlee.
And they got a Plumlee.
Hey, they got rid of Nurkic. That's good. though.
No, they got rid of him.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah, they got rid of Nurkic. Good.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
a-
sign.
yeah,
That's a good sign.
Good sign right
That's
there.
a good sign.
Yeah.
All right, so some players that re-signed to their teams. Nas Reed, a 5-year, $125 million deal. Big bag for
Well
Nas.
deserved.
Big Jelly over there in Minnesota.
I remember those DMs where he was talking crap
Oh
to
my
a
God.
fan.
Hey, I'm a
about to go
$100
get
million.
mil.
I'm $100 million
I was like,
man.
you're gonna get overpaid, dude.
All right, well, Davion Mitchell, 2-year deal, $24 million to return to the Miami Heat. They
Shout
love
out.
him over there in Miami, and he loves Heat culture, wearing that jersey on the beach.
Brother from another mother.
Dude, that
in
was
the
so
bag.
funny.
That was so funny.
He
still.
looks like a GTA character and like just walking around
In his own
beach,
jersey.
like, in a jersey.
He probably wore that jersey in a game.
He's
That's
probably just
crazy.
working out or something.
Shout
like
out, but who works out in their game jersey? Like no one does. I've never seen someone do that.
that. Why not?
Shout out Davion.
Hey, I'm
Off
gonna tell
night.
you right now, if I was in the league and I had a jersey, I'd probably wear it too.
You'd rep it.
Yeah,
You'd
I'd
rep
rep
it. Shout out.
Whoa.
Sam Merrill. Something just happened.
No, I'm reading.
Sam
something.
Merrill?
No.
The next guy, Sam Merrill,
Oh.
intends to sign a 4-year, $38 million contract to stay with the Cavs. That's a bag for the shooter who no one expected this big of a bag. So shout out to Sam Merrill.
Yeah.
Shot like 50% from 3 last year. So shout out. Yeah, this guy, Dev's favorite player.
That's the boy.
Shout out to the boy. He keeps
Kings.
a damn job.
Kings legend.
Is he ever going to retire?
Oh, he's not even gonna play
Nah,
next year.
He's not going to play, but he's never going to retire. He's just going to be on 1-year deals, $3.6 million for Garrett Temple.
Yeah.
You know
Going back to
you know what
Toronto.
they're probably doing is they're just signing him to keep him as a player coach. They're
Yeah,
like,
player
Hey,
coach.
this is gonna be cheaper than making you an actual coach. so
Facts. It probably
let's
is.
just make you a player coach.
Yeah. Well, Garrett Temple really keeps a job. That guy knows how to
Let's
stay
go.
in the
Let's
NBA.
go.
I think
That's
he
what
played-
happens when you're a good guy,
I
man.
think he played like
Keep a job.
10 minutes last year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Nothing
Solid.
crazy. Get him back in SAG. We need that. All right. Well, Jalen Williams, not the one that's the second best player, the one that came off the bench, the center. Fake Duke Dennis signed a 3-year, $24 million contract extension with OKC, keeping their guy around. LeBron James
LeBron.
signing a 1-year or opting into his player option, $52.6 million. And then he still says, I'm still deciding on if I want to stay in LA. And he accepts his player option. That's how much
So
pull he has around the
ridiculous.
league.
Bro needs to see what the future going to look like when he ruined their future 4 different times.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Hey, they
just-
got a ring.
he needs to retire in LA. So
He
he
ruined
doesn't
nothing.
ruin any other NBA
He
organization.
will. He will.
He will.
He'll retire in LA for sure.
Oh, I thought you meant he will go ruin
Ruin?
somewhere
No, no,
else.
no.
Right after we end the live, it's gonna be like LeBron's going
Requesting a
to
trade.
the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh my God. Or the Warriors. Julius Randle signs a 3-year contract extension to stay with Minnesota, $100 million.
Earn that last year.
Earn that. Shout out Julius Randle. AJ Mitchell, 3-year contract to stay in OKC, the rookie, 2nd-year player. Shout out to him. James Harden, declining his player options, intends to sign a 2-year deal with the Clippers, $81.5 million deal. Shout out to James Harden, the beard, getting paid once
Yes,
again.
sir.
Staying in LA where he wants to be.
This
Deserved.
guy's still getting paid. No,
Bobby Portis, big eye Bob, getting signed to 3 years, $44 million to stay in Milwaukee.
hey Bob, no more PEDs, bud. Need a full season. Full
Probably,
season, Bob.
probably staying off the bench.
Hey, Bob.
But shout out Bobby. Shout out Bobby Portis. They love him over there in Milwaukee. Jabari Smith Jr. signs a 5-year, $122 million
Huge deal.
rookie contract extension to stay in Houston. They have their core wrapped up.
Dude, they're
Houston,
gonna be nice.
Houston is
I'm
nice.
jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous too.
He'll be
Nick
back.
Batum thought he was going to retire. Nope, 2 more years in LA. $11.5 million deal for
Hey,
Nick Batum.
Nah,
if
he
he
Fourth
wants
quarter.
If
Why is Batum in?
to hit
because he gonna play D.
he's gonna
You
play
guys
D?
don't know that song?
That chemistry going guard
I
Steph
have
Curry.
no idea what you're talking about.
There's a song that says fourth quarter. We got Batum in.
I have heard
See,
that.
yeah, I knew you've
I
heard
know
it.
what
I
you're
knew you've
talking
heard it.
about.
Shout out to Nick Batum. No
I mean,
dip
yeah,
legend.
well, that's
No
the
dip
thing, like,
legend catches it.
Seeing how
right
he
out.
played last year, like the way he was playing at the
He's so good
end of
still.
his career, he's still a good
Yeah.
player. You don't need to be crazy athletic. You don't need to be the highest jump, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But, I mean, you just need to sit in your right spot. And
Just play D, hit some corner threes.
Exactly.
He's just
And-
waiting on
And then you
2028.
get
No dip.
$11.5 million.
11.5 mil, 2 years.
Yeah, 2028. He just waiting on 2028.
Don't math.
Trying to play in the Olympics again.
All right. Well,
You've been
Jaren Jackson.
drinking. No math right now.
Jared Jackson signing a 5-year, $240 million contract extension with Memphis.
Turf
got rid
toe.
Get rid of Desmond
Did you-
Bain.
You hear about that?
No.
He has
He
turf
has
toe?
toe. He has to get surgery.
From what?
From playing basketball away from the Grizzlies.
Oh my God.
He'll,
Shout out
he'll
to
be,
Jaren
he'll be
Jackson.
fully recovered before the
You guys
season.
play
but
too much
he has
basketball
to get
in the offseason.
Shout out Jaren.
yeah, he has to get surgery right now.
Shout out Jaren. Santi Aldama.
Except grab some rebounds next year.
He
Sorry.
won't. He won't. He will not. Santi Aldama, 3-year, $52.5 million deal to sign back with the Memphis Grizzlies. I thought he was gone, but
I
they
thought
got
he was
rid of
gone,
Desmond
but
Bain.
I guess Desmond Bain.
I
Was
guess
the
they were
issue.
beefing.
Was the problem?
I guess they were
They
beefing.
didn't even have to fire Taylor Jenkins like that.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
guess Santi was beefing with Desmond, so they wanted Santi
Honestly,
more than
dude,
Desmond.
They should have got rid of Santi.
They should have kept Desmond.
got rid of
I don't know.
Santi.
Yeah, that move doesn't look too good.
Hey,
right
I'm
now.
not mad. He went to Orlando.
Yeah, shout out Magic.
Shout out Orlando Magic.
Well, Trey Jones, 3-year deal to go back to the Chicago Bulls. Don't know what they're doing over there. Would have liked to see him somewhere else, but the Bulls are in a horrible spot. So
That was-
they're going to continue to do that.
F for that
Yeah.
signing right there.
I think he's a good player. I'm not
Great
saying he's
player.
a bad player, but the Bulls, why do that?
That puts them in like the same category as us. Like no direction.
No
at all.
direction.
Just takes up.
At
24
least they
million.
have Matas Buzelis.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kevin Porter Jr. going back to Milwaukee. Same with Gary Trent Jr. Both going back to Milwaukee. And Torian Prince. Milwaukee bringing back their squad except Dame. So shout out to them.
They said, let's run it back.
That's how you keep Giannis happy.
Let's piss off Giannis real quick.
And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, biggest contract in the league, 4-year, $285 million super max extension through 2030. $285 million for 4 years.
I mean,
That'll
he
be
already-
the most until, 2 years when the next guy who wins the finals gets the Supermax.
Mhm.
Shout out to Shea. He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
285.
285 for Shea. I mean, well deserved, man. He had probably the best year out of anyone in the entire world. Probably
Probably.
better year than Jeff Bezos for Shea.
What?
Shea had a
Jeff
better year than Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos. He had the best year out of anyone in the
Probably.
entire
Well,
world.
what are we talking? Why are we comparing him to Jeff Bezos?
Because we're saying who had the best
Anybody-
year who's had the best year this year. No one can say they've had a better year than Shea. Even Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world.
Man, F Jeff Bezos.
Exactly.
So why are we comparing Shea to what the?
I'm saying money wise and who had the best year.
LeBron James.
No,
Nah.
Shea won Finals MVP,
Bro, when you're
NBA
the goat,
MVP.
when you're the goat,
when you're the goat.
Hey, Katy Perry went
Hey,
to
I
space,
like you saying
bro.
LeBron the goat though.
I don't know about that.
what
Well,
the hell are we talking?
shout out to
about?
Shea. Best year ever for him
I was
and getting
so
the $285 million.
It's some we all expected it.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming.
He's
I mean,
him.
we knew that was coming.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's him.
Every year there's going to be a new contract
Yeah, it's
record.
biggest-
It's
yeah.
going to be bam,
Facts.
bam.
Yeah.
I mean, it went up. The whole cap space went up 10%.
Mhm.
Steph
So it's
Curry
gonna
did
keep
it
going up.
twice, didn't he?
Shout out Steph.
Yeah.
He took a pay cut though to
He
keep
did.
Katie. And Jakob Poeltl signing a 4-year, $104 million contract extension with
He
the
got
Toronto Raptors.
$100 million.
Why? Why?
Because he averages the double double.
Yeah, but Toronto. Come on, let's go young. here.
Toronto.
Let's go, buddy. Go young. All right.
Cooking.
Well, Jakob Poeltl, the last free agent signing we've seen. All right, before we close out, Malik Beasley, U.S. District Attorney's Office is investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. Beasley and the Pistons were in serious talks on a new 3-year, $42 million contract, but now talks are on pause, and the Pistons use all their money up. So he's not going back to
He's not
Detroit,
going back there.
no matter what happens. Is he guilty?
I don't know. Shout out Jackson. Just tell him it was your translator.
Yeah, Jax. Shout out Shohei.
If he is not, I'd say the Kings offer him a bet.
What?
Wow.
Oh my God, no.
I don't
I mean,
know.
No,
I've
I'm
seen
joking.
some. Well, I don't
Um,
know when it's from because I don't think it's from last
don't
year with the
care.
Pistons,
But
but
into the lakes.
I've seen some like last year when he was on Detroit, he was like, bro covered the spread right here. Look how nervous he looking at the free throw line right now. So, internet going to do the thing. But
I also saw something that was a video of the game that someone bet an extreme amount of money on the under on Malik Beasley's rebounds. And it was at 3.5. And he got 3 in the first quarter. So he only needed one more rebound. And then he got another rebound. So obviously the bet didn't pan out. So that's what I'm saying, that he's not guilty. But then I saw another one where the game was over and they were down like 10 points and they passed the ball into him. He full court sprint down the lane,
covered the spread,
dunked the ball, covered the spread. Also I've seen Gary Payton Jr., Gary Payton II, whatever.
I saw that
on the bench,
yeah,
stressing on them covering the spread against the Wizards. It was like 11.5.
Yeah.
Warriors were up 12, hit a couple free throws. Wizards come down, hit a 3 at the buzzer, and Gary Payton's talking to Steph, and it was when Chris Paul was on the Warriors on the bench, and he's just like blown away. Like,
it's just stupid, bro.
like,
I don't know why you would
bet?
chance it.
I don't know.
Like,
we
you were
talked
about
about
to
Aiden.
get this bag. Like, you just said he was about to get this bag. They were in contract talks for an extension, and then,
Shut up,
this comes out.
Shout out Larson Pippen.
Like I said, this might not have been from last year, but like, just something stupid. Like, I mean, yeah, I see why people that are like on the end of NBA benches and like non-active on game day on NFL players, like, yeah, but you still shouldn't do it. It's still something dumb to do. But like, if you're a main player, bro, and you're just risking your whole career just for an extra like $500 on your parlay, bro, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I think his parlays were a little bit bigger than
yeah.
$500.
Well, I mean, but
still,
you're gonna get that by just going and playing the game.
Yeah,
bro. Just go play the game. He said, "I'm putting my game check on this right now." Bro. Right.
Yeah, under 3 rebounds.
Allegedly.
Well,
yeah.
I hope he's not guilty, but there's some signs that point to him being guilty and some signs that point to him not being guilty. So we'll see what happens.
What can we do about it?
What can we do? Randy, we did talk about Aiden going to the Lake Show. Not sure how we feel
Randy,
about it.
we don't care about the Lakers, bro.
They got Laravia too.
Jackson is not here.
But all right, I think we should close out Beam City Sports. Gonna get into some A's talk posted tomorrow. But yeah, shout out to Beam City. Go subscribe, like, leave a comment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. Happy birthday, Dev. Big 2-3. Big 2-3. Have some luck at the casino tonight. Let's get it.
Jordan year.
Jordan year. Let's get it. Keon L is here.